live, and Matt's audio is on. Hey. All right, so
Hello.
I was gonna put the that klaxon that I bought for the Alien actual play that we did in person, and put that in front of the television because we're in an emergency state here in Japan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, double typhoons are hitting us. I think we're in the eye or something right now because I was able to get on the train and make it here, but a lot of train lines are just covered in mud. They can't run. It's going to be a while before they dig them up. But yeah, flooding and landslides and stuff. The problem with this island is it's all volcanic rock with just clay and mud on top of it, so you get water underneath that, and the whole mountainside slides on down.
Just slides off. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we may have to bail if if the internet gives out on us because of emergency usage or something. We may have to bail, but we're here for now. So good to see everybody.
We need to get you a little. We need to get you a little wireless mic and have you reporting from outside.
In the wind, holding my rain
like
hat
one
on.
of those crazy weathermen.
Right. Yes. Yeah, you could. You'll be able to do that tonight. Yeah, I think we're getting.
How long does it take a typhoon to cross Japan?
They're so weird that they reported this one is going like 10 kilometers an hour, so it's a big, slow one, and there's a little one next to it that's just kind of pushing it. So I was hoping it would kind of like billiard ball it, away from the islands, but it didn't. We're getting the most of it. Yeah, so I think we got kind of the leading edge last night, and then we're gonna get the most of it tonight. And they have Pacific Islander names, so it's hard to get mad at them. Like you can get mad at hurricanes. It's like, damn you, Bernadette. But they've always got Malakalaho. You're like, I don't want to.
Oh, lots of syllables.
Yeah, right. I'm going to be angry at that. Yeah, so fun stuff. I wish I had some typhoon footage to put instead of the train footage on our start, so everybody knows.
Hurricane the Rock.
Yeah, right. Yes. Oh, we got a third host on the show.
Yeah. Kat's shown up. She's got more places to stand because I rearranged my little office area.
Nice. So I hope. I mean, I can make it here. I'm not going to be able to do probably much prep, but I can make it here for do the old school essentials from the office if we're all available. So we'll try that. It'll be easier because it's only a microphone and no cameras needed. But we'll try that. I haven't confirmed with everybody availability, but we'll give it a shot. So we may or may not, depending on circumstances. And I'll post. If weather or something has canceled. So check the Discord or the community tab on YouTube.
Well, weather notwithstanding, it sounded like everybody was available. So.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah, we just might have to do a lot more theater of the mind because I don't have access to all my assets and stuff the same way from here. Most of it's on the cloud, but we'll see. Well, cool. Yeah, so what have you been up to gaming wise? Any IRL board games or anything cool?
No. In fact, I had to cancel. We were finally going to have a board game Saturday. Board game day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually really excited because it was going to be people that don't normally come were coming. So it was going to be ridiculous. It's going to be like 8 people.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Which means we get to play the silly games that Matt likes that some of the other people don't like as much.
Nice.
Because when you have 8 people, it's hard to find a game.
Oh yeah, that's
true. But I had to cancel. But I did go see Furious.
Oh, nice. How was that
movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a solid kung fu movie. I thought it was going to be more like a Hong Kong action, like hard-boiled kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really just a kung fu movie.
Oh, wow.
And it was fun. It was cool. It was... I keep forgetting to look him up, but it's actually a Japanese director who has done some stuff recently in Japan that I don't know about. but it was done by, like a Hong Kong company
Oh, right, right.
with Chinese and I'm guessing Thai
Mm-hmm.
actors. I'm pretty sure they filmed it in Thailand.
Oh, cool.
It's it has this really it has this really funny like little thing at the beginning that says somewhere in Southeast Asia. But then you look at the credit list after the movie and there's just so many Thai names. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm pretty sure this was filmed in Thailand.
Oh, that's cool.
No, but it was good. It was a solid kung fu flick.
Nice.
I didn't know either of the main leads.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they did a really interesting thing where anytime they spoke Mandarin,
Mm-hmm.
you heard it and saw subtitles.
Oh.
Anytime they spoke anything else, which I'm assuming was probably Thai and English,
Mm-hmm.
it was all dubbed in English.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was a half dubbed movie, half subtitle movie.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought that was.
And I'm
Oh,
guessing that's because they're gonna sell it in China.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Right, right. Probably they do like an all Chinese dub. Yeah, and that must make. I mean, it doesn't sound very good, and it looks a little cheesy, but especially for that kind of movie, people can tolerate that the lips not matching the dubbing. So
Oh
like
yeah.
like the spaghetti westerns and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you don't. They've got really really perfect diction for being Italian actors in those spaghetti westerns. But yeah, cool.
yeah.
Very cool. Oh yeah, and that was the one thing with that new Star Wars movie that they kind of chickened out from subtitling the aliens and had the Hutts speak English, like the, you know, Jabba the Hutt's
Oh,
relatives
in the
are all like,
Mandalorian.
yeah, in the
Yeah,
Mandalorian
yeah.
movie. It's like, I guess they're trying. I mean, that's a really like step down, and because that was the cool thing is because when I was like 6 years old or however old I was watching that, it was hard to read the subtitles, but it was cool because they were speaking an alien language, and
Yeah.
that made it extra like exotic and spacey and stuff. And the fact that they gave that up is just them saying, yeah, kids probably can't read anyhow, so what's the point? We want to get some kids watching this, so let's just make everything, dub everything or make everything speak a language. So that was a little weird.
And it
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
it was in canon. I don't
Mhm.
know if it's part of what Disney chucked, but that the Hutts would refuse to speak anything but Huttese.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
I remember hearing that that was a thing in the movie that they're speaking
Mhm.
English or standard or whatever they call it,
Right,
galactic
right.
basic.
Yeah.
And, and I haven't seen the movie still. I still haven't seen the movie. I don't know
Mhm.
if I ever will, to be
Mm.
honest. But
Yeah, yeah.
I heard that I was like, that's not I mean, it's not the kind of thing to turn it doesn't justify angry Star Wars nerd
Mhm.
response, but it is just another disappointing decision from
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just dumbing it down. I mean, not that Star Wars was very clever, but just dumbing it down and trying to get some audience that probably doesn't even exist anymore. You can't tear kids away from iPads to make them go to a theater and watch a Star Wars movie. So I don't know what they're thinking,
Yeah.
but they'll just catch it on
So
streaming.
did you watch Backrooms?
I haven't yet. No, that's on the list. Yeah, yeah. I want. Yeah, I really want to see that. Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I
Yeah.
I it, it's uh they didn't bow to the influence of Hollywood. It's not a cliche horror movie.
Hmm. Hmm.
The guy stuck to his guns with this whole, internet backrooms thing,
Right. Right.
and it's suitably weird,
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
and something that the RLM guys pointed out because they did a deep dive on it. Was they didn't do what Hollywood does now and make it super dark.
Mm-hmm.
The filmmakers
Ah, yeah, yeah.
recognize that weird lighting
Hmm.
and the colors
Hmm.
is a huge part of the the kind of the liminal space effect,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't sacrifice it. Apparently, I didn't even know this, but there's that, that what's that American Horror Story? You know how
Oh yeah,
they made
that
a separate
anthology.
anthology
Right. Yeah.
series?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pointed out that apparently in like the third season,
Mm-hmm.
they did an episode of that anthology series that was supposed to be the whole backrooms vibe,
Right.
but they made it dark because it's a
Oh,
horror movie.
right. And I'm sure jump
And they
scares.
and they
Yeah.
put like weird demons in it and shit. And it's like
Right.
that's not what this is about.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird. So
So yeah, that one if you like weird horror movies, I
yeah,
recommend it.
that's cool. Do you think there's anything there for tabletop role play? Like, could you do a minimalist kind of like backrooms crawl that would, be satisfying or interesting, or just be too confusing? Like, could you get the horror element onto the tabletop with that, or is it too based on kind of image and sound? And is there a way to uh, make that kind of confusing space that actually wouldn't be like off-putting?
Yeah. I think it would take work,
Mm-hmm.
but based on our experience with the Alien RPG, I think
Mm-hmm.
if you tailored it right
Mm.
and you had mechanics that like reinforced it, like, something that has to do with stress
Yeah.
or even sanity,
Mm-hmm.
like that reinforced the tension of it all. I think you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd need lore. Like, I don't see how you could
Yeah.
just
Right.
wander around and be trapped in a liminal space and
Right.
have that be a satisfying role playing experience. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you'd need some lore,
Yeah.
and there's a
Totally.
lot of lore out there. This guy isn't even the original creator of liminal space.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like the guy who made the one that most people
Yeah.
watch.
Right.
you know
Yeah, it would seem like
S-
some
like
backstory, like let characters do backstory, and then have like their missing child or their murdered wife or something in that space, in some kind of weird ways. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, interesting. Yeah.
And they in this version, the movie, which I guess is apparently completely true to his YouTube stuff. Like he considers it all one part of one world.
Mm-hmm.
They really play with like memory,
Oh,
and it would be neat to see if you could do that in a role playing game. I don't. It might be hard.
yeah, yeah, I think so. And it might, be pretty off-putting, but there's got to be some interesting ways to play with that, because like that Nibiru RPG plays with dreams. Like your character creation is dreams, and you're creating your
Hmm.
character as you're playing. So yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, memory kind of doing that same kind
Oh,
of thing. It's like remembering, because we had a little bit of fun with that.
oh, I bet.
Mhm.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Finish your thought.
Oh
I'm
yeah, no,
sorry.
we had a little bit of fun at that with Abyss in the Palace of the Silver Princess, is like letting him have recall rolls, because he was
Yeah.
a prison guard, or a palace guard serving. So that kind of stuff, yeah, could be fun. Memory mechanic. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
nice.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if we got like the Cthulhu Dreamlands expansion and maybe
Oh,
read through it and see how they deal with the unreality of the Dreamlands, it might
yeah.
inspire us. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, just there might be something there, and I'm sure somebody's already on it. There's so many clever, indie RPG, RPG designers, and as soon as they get inspired by something, they, it's on itch. There's so much stuff that I've thought of, like a really interesting. I was obsessed with Stalker for a while, and coming up with how to bring that to the RPG table and make it more like the film, not like the video game, not like Metro where you're gunning down everybody and currency is bullets, but where it was more of a
Mm.
wish fulfillment kind of thing in a real unreal space. But yeah, there's so many there's so many versions of that already. I think it's been a big inspiration
Yeah.
for a while. But yeah, so cool. Well, good to see everybody in the chat on this rainy, floody, horrible day. Oh, is my chat even working? Hey, Calerion, of course. Nice. But
Clarion's here. Boop, boop.
Nice. Very good. Yeah. It's telling me we've got some viewers, but maybe we're doing it late, so we a lot of people went to bed already. All right, let's get started. So we'll make this a little shorter, maybe than usual, because we're going to go late, and I don't want to make Matt lose so much sleep here. So let's get started for this week. Welcome to the weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Matt.
Matt and a cat. Thank you, Matt, for co-hosting. It's a bit of a disaster here in Japan, but we will we'll trudge on here. So first, before we get started, check our links for a few of the bundles that are still going on. We've got affiliate links for those that give us a great bonus, help support the channel. Still the Roll Big or Go Home bundle, which is a lot of licensed IP stuff, a huge amount, 50 RPGs. The Dungeon Crawl Classics Essentials bundle, which looks like it's about everything that they've done for a while. 106 ebooks and PDFs, and then of course the Cyberpunk Red is still going. Unfortunately, Free League's finished, so all of their original stuff is that bundle's over. But this week on the weekly, Monolith's Conan returns in. They had a poll and a reprint request is happening. The Witcher, No Man's Land. So we've got Skirmish, Witcher. We've already had a few board games, but this is exactly a Skirmish game. Magic the Gathering Arena Union. So the unionization of a small part of Wizards of the Coast. We'll see if this is a ripple effect. And finally, Operations Leading Edge, a sequel to the new trilogy for the Alien RPG. So let's get started with Monolith. Yeah, I got a notification. The polls have spoken. So I guess there was a poll on Monolith, either their website or their crowdfunding page. And Brethren of the Sword, the results of the reprint polls are in, and it's all coming back almost. They're reprinting almost everything. So nearly the entire range of the Conan board game and the RPG are being reprinted with a few bonuses, some new material that crosses over into both. The exceptions will be the Book of Set and the Legend of the Demon in Iron, and then Tales of the Red Brotherhood as well. But it will include the Hidden Chambers, so you're getting part of the Red Brotherhood because you're getting the tiles, because those are necessary for the new expansion. So, new game boards from that, the Red Brotherhood will be included in the Tortage expansion, which is their kind of pirate expansion. And they're going to include the reprinting of those in that expansion, no extra cost. So they're not going to be like a separate thing you have to buy or anything. And the old scenarios themselves for these tiles and for the stuff that they're not reprinting are going to be available free in digital form. So anything that's not being reprinted, you can still go back and get digitally. So yes, 7,000 barbarians have voted, and they're waiting for this reprint. So I didn't play this game much, but we used the hell out of the miniatures. Like whenever we were in person, the miniatures were so useful. Because I didn't have like a generic set of fantasy miniatures, but these worked really well for just about everything. But you, Matt, did that ever get posted on drive-through? You made us a interesting rule.
I haven't. I want to play test it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what we made that you were kind enough to do some art for me for was a point buy system, because as we'll talk about in probably at the end of this little news item, is that game's one of its struggles is they give you a bazillion characters.
Right.
And they don't give you any good rules for how to use different characters at different times. And I want to take these characters in this scenario. Well, how do you know if they're OP or, you don't, because there's no balancing in that game at all.
Right. Yes, just a lot of little crystals that you move around on your tracks. Yeah. On your dashboard. All right. So yes, it's been 10 years.
It is a fun game though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like how they did a good job. I think better than the 2D20. I mean, I'm sorry, there's people that love that, but the 2D20 Modifius didn't quite capture, I think, Conan. I think this board game, but I don't know about their RPG. Yeah, the Monolith RPG we haven't had experience with, but it doesn't, from the quick play starter thing, didn't look good. So yes, they're asymmetrical scenarios with both solo and co-op rules. The board game has a unique fatigue system, dozens of scenarios, years of content, and they've also created a free scenario editor. So you can actually make your own. So what they're introducing for this campaign that's totally new is Tortage. I think that's how you say it. Brings pirates, lawless shores, and brutal adventures on the Barakan seas. And Zamora, hidden cults, shadowed streets, and new mechanics, including the blessing of the spider god. And both of these new board game expansions are going to be also setting books for the role-playing game. So both Zamora and Tortage are getting books. The core books for these will be ready to play tales, and they do already have a quick start on the page, and there will be Foundry modules. So upon the Blood Red Tide is the Tortage setting, and that'll be new origins, new rules, new sorcery, and a full scenario campaign. And then the Shadows of Zamora will bring new origins, new rules, new sorcery, and a full scenario campaign for the Shadow Haunted Cities of Zamora. So, and then that gives you 2 ways to play all of this content. So you have maps, miniatures, and characters to use freely between the board game and the role-playing game. So everything, all the playable RPG characters can also be played as the board game characters. And every origin from the role-playing game will be then available. So yeah, this is a good chance, if you missed out on this originally, a good chance for this to come back. I think there's copies of it bouncing around on online stores. Not too bad, but yeah, I think you get a little bit more reasonable shopping, especially if you get a lot of expansion or shipping. Sorry, especially if you get a lot of expansions for crowdfunding, and the RPG stuff complements that. So a good starting place, and then a good place for people that already own too much. I think I'm sitting in front of probably about 20 pounds of Conan behind me, but yeah, it's a good way to fill in and add some of those extra scenarios. So yeah, so you're a fan of the game. Any is this a tempting thing? Does this sound good that they're doing more expansions? Or I guess they're still supporting it, so that's 10 years later. That rarely happens with board games.
It's not tempting for me because when was that? 10 years ago? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
I did the the base. I did the base box and the add-on big box, and there were some other satellite things in that Kickstarter, of course, because they're. But I just did those 2, and it's. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface. Like I can't even imagine more stuff. Like I this is for whales and completionists.
Yes.
Like it's not for me, where I'm like, I've played this game half a dozen times and I have pulled out one of the racks of miniatures, basically. That's all I've needed to pull out. Like, it's ridiculous how many there are.
Yeah, the one thing I have to say about Monolith, though,
and not to mention,
okay,
I was just going to say, not to mention all that incumbent shame of having painted like 9 of the minis, and there's hundreds and hundreds.
Right. Yeah, over 200. It's a little bit of work, but yeah. The one thing I have to say about Monolith, though, if you did support this game throughout the years, they've been sending me stuff. Like have you gotten the physical copies of support rules and modified character cards and stuff? Like stuff has just shown up in the mail from Monolith whenever they have revisions of the game or reprint stuff, and it's nice. It just comes out of nowhere. It's completely free, just because you back the campaign. So they've done a nice job of keeping it alive, and I think the community is probably responsible for that, but they haven't just dumped it like, oh, this is the last expansion, and then they just dumped it, and it just rots. They're always doing revisions and stuff, and they'll keep you kind of notified physically of that. So that's surprising. That doesn't happen a lot for board games.
I
But
didn't
mhm.
get that, but that was so long ago. I've had like 3 addresses since then.
Oh, right, right, right. It's probably sitting in a mailbox somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Update that GameFound or Backer Kit address. Yeah. But also another piece of Conan news that they got at the Annecy. What are we talking about? The Annecy International Animation Film Festival. Genndy Tartakovsky is developing an animated series for Prime Video with Cartoon Network for Conan the Barbarian. And if you've seen his Primal stuff, he is going to knock this out of the park. Or, Samurai Jack. I just hope they get some good voice cast on this. But yeah, so this was an announcement. They did a presentation at this film festival. It's going to be Queen of the Black Coast, so Belit and all of that, defying the gods and fate and all that good stuff. But this has been a long time coming. Tartakovsky said that he's had this dream for quite a while. So this is going to come 4 years before the 100th anniversary of Conan, but nearly 20 years after Tartakovsky first pitched this as an animated adaptation. So he's wanted to do this for 20 years for Cartoon Network, and finally the rights ended up in the right place. So we got to be maybe happy that they didn't do, softened, a gentle Conan series on Amazon with the leadership they had at the time, that they canceled that and rejected it. And I think we got Andor instead of that, right? That the guy. We got something good instead of that. But this kind of clears the way for Tartakovsky to have, kind of a full full original. This will be the first Conan series and should be really fun. I mean, he's a great visual storyteller. I mean, just his designs and composition and storytelling are just top notch. I mean, there's really like very few people I could say are better in animation than he is as far as visual storytellers, because Primal is completely no dialogue. You can watch it, be entertained, and all it is grunts and growls for 25 minutes or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, really good stuff. So unfortunately, though, this announcement comes very early. They're early on in production. This was a pre-tape message that they showed. He said maybe animatics by 2027, maybe some rough animation by 2028, and this is animation, real animation, so it's going to take a bit. But Tartakovsky will be the showrunner and executive producer, and of course a bunch of other executive producers, including Friedrich Malmberg. So I think the Heroic Signatures guys that own the rights in Europe to Conan are going to be involved in that. So hopefully we'll get a really nice, and I don't know if they're doing this for Amazon, they could get a little, can be a little bit mature in the way that the Howard writing is. So I hope that's the case. I hope there's some blood and guts, and the Belit doesn't wear a lot sometimes. So hopefully we'll get some nice designs for her. Who knows what they'll be able to do. But I'm really interested to see this, and especially if this is something he's wanted to do forever, and just hasn't gotten a green light anywhere. So yeah, look forward to that as well in a few years. Sorry, I'm just getting you excited for nothing.
When I saw
Mhm.
when I saw this in your list of topics, when I saw Conan Returns, I thought this was the thing we were talking
Oh
about.
yeah, just a board game.
I didn't know about the Monolith reissue, so I'm glad we're talking about this because spoiler, and I'm way more excited about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
But yeah,
gonna be good.
if you look at what the stuff they were Amazon let through with what was that little animated short anthology they did that had the 40K and the
Oh yeah,
Pac-Man and all that
something
stuff?
like cargo boxes. What was it? Secret supply or something? Yeah.
Secret something.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah, so that had lots of mature content in it.
that's true. Yeah. The 40K stuff was nice and bloody, and no, that's true. So hopefully we'll get a nice version, because unfortunately, Cartoon Network being involved, if they want to have it on their platform or something, that's really gonna kidify it and dumb it down. We don't need. They've already done a Saturday morning cartoon version of Conan, though. have at
Yeah,
that.
so good.
Yeah, we need something that is some nice visual storytelling and really feels like, Howard's writing. That would be great. And if they get a good voice actor I hope. Very hopeful. But
Yeah.
yep.
The nice thing, like you said, you mentioned Primal. Conan is kind of a man of few words. Like he has some interior monologue stuff going on, but he doesn't really go around, making soliloquies or anything.
Yeah.
So like it
Yeah,
will
that's
be a
true.
very visual thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that it's Tartakovsky doing it.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really good choice. And yeah, he's wanted to do it for so long. So lovely. Very lovely. Yeah, we got to get that guy doing some good stuff instead of just his, random. There's been a lot of random projects that he's done. Get him focused on some, really good classic stuff. And so we have another character that's getting more love on the tabletop. The Witcher. Witcher No Man's Land was announced. And this is a Monster Fight Club game. So it's going to be, of course, a miniature skirmish game. Witcher's No Man's Land. And Monster Fight Club, I think, did the miniatures for, or one of their designers or whatever sculptors did Warzone Eternal miniatures. So that's why they have that look. And they've previously done other work with CD Projekt Red. They had their Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. And they also did one for Edge Runners. There's an Edge Runners skirmish game, and one more. Borderlands. They did a Borderlands Mr. Mr. Torg's Arena of Badassery. But they've got a distinctive style, and I think they have their own kind of in-house rules system that they're going to be using for this, the reaction system. So the way that plays, it makes it play a little bit different as far as so it's the intention is for it to be a more fast-paced gameplay, organic, free-flowing combat. So no traditional rounds or phases, which keeps everything kind of dynamic and tense. You suffer wounds and injuries, and your abilities begin to degrade. So that's a cool mechanic as well. So it forces players to adapt quickly and use decisive tactical choices in the heat of battle. So the other thing that sounds interesting about this is the kind of warband building. You can really be experimental and try different combinations of things, because things aren't locked into factions or anything. They're kind of locked into maybe roles or classes, the different miniatures. So you can just combo them how you like. So recruit heroes, slay monsters, and get paid, and maybe even do a little good. So you'll lead warbands of warriors, hunters, and adventurers. And the other interesting thing, because it is The Witcher, that they will include is monsters. So the monsters can either be the point of the combat. You could be monster hunting with a band or with two bands, or you can use the monsters just as an obstacle. So you're fighting, you're going head to head with another war band, and then this monster shows up, and we'll have to see who it goes after a little bit. A little bit like Frostgrave, getting monsters in the way when you're trying to fight somebody off. But so it looks. I haven't played any of these games. I've been interested. Just the Cyberpunk license has been so everywhere. I didn't get onto any of their Cyberpunk skirmish games, but they have chunky, kind of fun-looking miniatures, and if they have their own rule system, it'd be fun to check that out. There will be a 2-player starter set for this that will contain everything 2 players will need to battle across the continent. So 2 fully playable warbands, detailed characters and tactic cards representing the war, weapons, gear, spells, and abilities, and of course then 2 fearsome monsters to be the focus of a hunt or a deadly obstacle. So, and a quote from the company, we wanted to create a game that feels like stepping directly into the gritty, dangerous world fans know and love. Monster Fight Club said, every fight should feel desperate, cinematic, and personal, whether you're hunting monsters or simply trying to stay alive in no man's land. So if you want to follow this project and all their other upcoming projects, they have a launch oracle, I believe, on their website, which will notify you, give you announcements, previews, and additional reveals as they become available. So Monster Fight Club is US based, so that's fun. That's getting more rare. Everything seems to be Eastern Europe or UK recently. And I'll put a link for just Monster Fight Club's website, so you can check that out and their oracle. announcement oracle. And a little bit of, I don't know if this will be good news. I don't know how far this is going to go, but good news from Wizards of the Coast, finally. Magic the Gathering Arena unionizes. So Arena is the digital version of the game that tries to emulate it in a digital format. So you're buying, packs of virtual or digital cards and building decks and all that good stuff, and they've kind of fooled around with that for a while. Like Magic has been playable even on consoles. I remember like Xbox had a Magic game, so they've been perfecting this for a while. So yeah, same rules as the tabletop cards, and even Spider-Man and all the office characters and everything are probably also available, because all of that stuff is it's easy to make that digital. But if you want to check it out, and if you've never tried Magic before, it's an easy way to enter because it's totally free. There's a tutorial, you can build your own profile and start playing randos in the world right away. But the employees have had a vote, and we mentioned this before. They voted for a union. And so as of yesterday, I don't know what this yesterday, a few days ago at 12:14 a.m., the union and Wizards now have to enter collective bargaining agreements, an agreement together. So of the 102 eligible voters for Arena, 79 voted for the union and 16 against. But those 16 were hard fought for by Hasbro, because Hasbro did some dirty crap to try to discourage people. They hired an anti-union law firm. They declined to voluntarily recognize the union when it was first announced, and they like to dead name their trans employees during the voting process. So good job, Wizards and Hasbro. You guys are a class act.
Oh. I hadn't heard that detail. Holy shite.
Yeah, lovely. That was a wonderful process. So they're just trying to discourage people from unionizing. I mean, just trying to be as ugly as possible during the whole process. So good job. And so we're going to see. So this is the formal end to a multi-month process. So concerns about pay, return to office work, and mandatory crunch time are all going to be issues that are going to be part of this agreement. Wizards did announce that they accept the results of the election. Their statement read, the Magic the Gathering Arena team within Wizards of the Coast has voted to be represented by the Communications Workers of America, CWA, and we respect and support them in this decision. We now look ahead to working with the CWA in good faith and transparency as we enter the bargaining process. At Wizards, our commitment is to building a culture where our people feel respected and valued, and we can continue to make incredible games and experiences for our players. Is unwavering, and we will dead name our employees. Yeah, lovely. That wasn't part of the statement. That was my addition. But yeah, so we'll have to see if this does spread, because it'll be nice if people actually have. I wish part of that bargaining agreement could be to demand that designers and artists get their names printed in the damn books, that Wizards releases for D&D. That'd be nice. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes, and we'll see how much, how many scabs show up suddenly in the office. There's these rando employees showing up to once the agreement isn't reached and there's a strike called. So yeah, interesting news, and finally a resolution to this, because we were watching this for a little bit, and of course the shenanigans that Hasbro always plays, whether it's the Pinkertons or an anti-union law firm, you can always count on Hasbro to do the wrong thing.
I'm sure Brian Cox is frantically asking ChatGPT how he's going to explain this to shareholders.
Do you mean Brian Cox the actor, or Chris Cox the AI bull?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it Chris Cox?
Yeah,
Chris Cox. Sorry.
Yes. The AI bull.
Sorry, Brian Cox.
Yeah, that actor wants nothing to do with this mess. Yeah, I'm sure he was asking, his AI companions, how do we stop this? Well, there is an anti-union law firm you could contact. Thanks, ChatGPT. Oh, and a little side note.
Do you have a?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a link to an article that explains the The dead naming part?
No,
that caught me off guard.
Yeah, I just had a that was just a little addition to this, to this announcement of the unionization. No, I don't have, I didn't see an article, because I would have reported that, like when we were talking about the anti union law firm. I would have reported that, but yeah, that was a detail, and that might have come up. It's probably mentioned on social media before someone's going to do a formal article about it. But check that out. No, I don't have a direct link for it, so we'll take a look on the internet. But
just found one. It's on Kotaku.
Oh, of course it is. Nice. All right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you put that
How embarrassing.
Yeah, put that in the chat if you'd like, Matt. So a funny side note, Chat GPT, because portmanteau is so popular in Japan for shortening everything. So Chat GPT is just called Chappy. So they don't remember maybe which order the G and the P and the T go in. So in Japan, you just say, ask Chappy, because everything has to sound cute. And I'm sure there's a cute little...
I hate that movie, though.
Oh, I know. Right. Yes. And finally, we get some good news from Free League. They have released the second part of this a second trilogy that they're doing for, I guess, the new edition. They didn't call it the second edition of the Alien RPG, but it is revised rules. So we're getting Operation Leading Edge, an expansion for Free League's Alien RPG. And this is one of those cinematic, it's a box set, and it's a cinematic adventure. So it more closely simulates an alien movie with a lot of death and time limits on how long you're going to be playing it. And so this is a sequel to the previously released Rapture Protocol, which was kind of the first cinematic adventure that they used to introduce their version of the second edition. So it's cinematic play, short narrative, pre-generated characters, and a low rate of survivability. So this is coming out probably Q4, towards the end of 2026. You can pre-order the PDF from DriveThru and physical copies through your local game store or Free League. And let's see, of course it's using Free League's Year Zero engine, a really great built-in stress and panic system, which the characters temporarily have an advantage, but increases the risk of them losing control and just screaming and running away or being paralyzed with fear. So, of course, this RPG has two modes of play: the cinematic adventures, which are these pre-written, and now they've become box sets more commonly, that are a more survival horror, intense experience. And you're using pre-gen characters to have like a balanced party, and also so they can have pre-written agendas that kind of, make sense in a narrative. And so you get these secret agendas that you're kind of working with or against the rest of the people. And of course, there is still support for campaign play, designed for more traditional long form campaigns, multi-sessions, and are very much more survivable. So originally published in 2019, wow, everything's getting old. The Alien RPG released in 2025, the Evolved Edition, which is a number of rules adjustments, and technically is the second edition, but maybe there wasn't enough change. It's maybe a 1.5, not a full rules edition, but they changed a lot of the stuff that they started with. But everything is fully compatible in the Evolved Edition with previously published first edition content. So yeah, Leading Edge, like I said, is a standalone cinematic campaign. So you don't have to play, you can play them kind of in any order. They do kind of build narratively, but you can play one as just a standalone if it sounds good, because in this one you're playing Colonial Space Marines, so that might get some people to the table. So 3 to 5 players and a game mother, because you're always talking to mother in an alien game. This is the second installment of the Jeremiah Saga. So I don't even know kind of what the thread is or what this idea is, but this is another planned trilogy following the Rapture Protocol. You don't have to have played Rapture Protocol to play this if you don't want to play whoever those pre-gens are. If you just want to play Colonial Marines, you're going to the remote moon of Jeremiah 6, a routine drop and stop to secure some mineral deposits, but you discover a terrifying xenomorph threat. What do you know about that? Surprise, surprise. So the box will contain an adventure book, 2 34 by 22 double-sided maps, 5 pre-gen characters, the playing cards for NPCs and the PC's personal agendas, cardboard tokens for the characters and creatures, and then GM maps and player handouts. And if you've seen any of the Free League stuff, this is all going to be really high quality, really nice looking stuff. So it looks great on the table, except we've only played on a virtual tabletop, so we haven't been able to enjoy any of that for Alien or the Blade Runner game. So this isn't a starter set. This is the second installment of a cinematic adventure trilogy. And so you're going to need the first edition or evolved second edition core books to play it. It's going to retail for about $42 US. You can order it directly from Free League, and if you do, you're going to get the PDF for free. And they're going to be releasing separate standalone PDFs for this in the future for future content, but the price for that hasn't been established yet. So yeah, we're looking earliest October for this. But of course, if you were part of the evolved crowdfunder for Alien, second edition, miniatures have become a thing. So there is an optional miniature set if you don't like cardboard standees, a set of miniatures for this specific cinematic adventure, 20 fully assembled figures, 7 colonial marines, 7 members of the Union of Progressive Peoples. So it looks like you're getting involved with that faction, and then 6 xenomorphs. So included in this set of miniatures, though, is also simplified combat rules and a scenario generator, so you can just play a skirmish game with these miniatures as well. So you can either use them in the cinematic adventure or just mess around with them and kill each other on the tabletop. This miniature set will retail for about $65 US, and that's kind of expensive. But yeah, the Jeremiah Saga Rapture Protocol was, a lot of people said it was very epic. It was a very epic adventure. So good way to kind of kick off the Evolve thing. So the evolved version of the rule set. So yeah, this is Colonial Space Marines. And I think if I don't know anybody, and it's very possible to play the Alien RPG as a campaign, because there's I think it's on Demiplane, and there's a lot of places to track a campaign digitally. There's a lot of tools and stuff, so it is possible. I don't know anybody that's doing it, but we've had a lot of fun with the cinematic adventures because they're very tense and a lot of backstabbing and a lot of weird storytelling that really fits in the setting. And even when they include the rando crazy stuff from Prometheus and stuff, it still works. Like the writers that are doing these keep them really fun and tense in the experience, and always the assets for them are top notch, including the illustrations. All the illustration work for Alien is great. So you excited, Matt? Are we going to finish that first trilogy and start the second one?
I'd be down. We've played Alien with Terry, but we haven't played it with Abyss, right?
Oh, we have not. We got to give Abyss the craziest.
I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yes, the craziest agendas. Yeah, I'm just gonna rewrite them just to.
Yeah, we were. Mm-hmm. Speaking of campaign play, we were just actually talking in the chat right now about it. I don't, and we've said this before, but it, to me, it's the cinematic adventure that's, isolated and a focus on the horror is the sweet spot for that game. Yeah. Like if I in a campaign mode, I'd rather play Traveler or Coriolis or or what's that one that people are talking about a lot now that's like D20 for combat, but skill-based for everything else. I can't remember what that game's called.
But
it's pretty popular, and I'm blanking. Anyway, but I think there's a lot of dedicated games that would fit a campaign.
Yeah. And this setting,
play the sci-fi thing more.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the setting itself is kind of a mess too. The Alien setting has gotten so off the rails that, the Free League does a good job of kind of, giving you limits and talking about the factions and, the history of the setting. But Yeah, and then when do you introduce the aliens in a campaign, and you have like a total party kill? You guys have been like playing, for 6 months, and then an alien
Mhm.
shows up, and it's like, oh, well, I guess everyone's dead.
Right.
Should we start again? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. There's much better things that could simulate give you this feel and not be, quite so deadly. Yeah, so I think that's the thing. The frustrating thing with the cinematic adventures, you can play them again with different groups and different, and people are going to choose the different pre-gens, but you can't really replay it with the same group because it is so much a story that it's kind of used, it's kind of finished with your group once you get through one of the cinematic adventures. It's replayable, for the game master. The game mother, you can play it with various groups. You can run it again and again, but it's just used up, So that's unfortunately the bad aspect of that. But that's going to do it for this week. So where can people find you, Matt?
I'm on Blue Sky, where I literally just rage posted that Kotaku article because wow.
Yes, of course. Okay, that's nice.
It's at Hargald, HAARGALD. I'll try to be a little less ragey
Okay.
most of the time.
Blue Sky.
How about you?
Think about Blue Skies. Yeah, so I do a single panel gag cartoon, which I'm still barely drawing with the state I'm in. And you can find that at Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to read 20 years of this cartoon, it's on Go Comics, gocomics.com/domestic abuse. And also check out rcharvey.com, a collection of R.C. Harvey's writings from the past 20 years. Basically, it's a catalog of everything that he's done, writing about comics and cartooning in America and elsewhere. And if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling. You can do that at patreon.com/upturnedtable. Tell us what kind of things you want to see about. Let us know things like all the horrible things Hasbro is up to, so we can talk about it on the cast. And yeah, just basically have access to the Discord and share your interests with us, because it's been a great way to kind of build community and find great groups and combinations of players to play really fun games. So upturntable.com is the main website, and on all social media, Upturned Table. There's also a membership for YouTube that gets you everything but the RSS feed of all of our actual plays and weekly live streams and stuff. But yeah, you can sign up the join button below this video if you're watching it, and then of course on Patreon. And yeah, so thanks already to everyone that not only clicked on the Humble Bundle affiliate stuff that helps us so much, but also the patrons and members. It's been great to see so many people enjoying what we do. So thanks to everybody that's supporting us, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
right. We are back, and Matt has audio, I think. There's some other audio on this track. Woof. But
Am I on? Am I on?
yes, you are. I see your meter jumping. It's you or somebody else is talking. But
I
yeah.
finally sold my Mongoose RuneQuest rulebook.
Really? Oh, had that been
I've been trying to
yeah.
sell it for like a year.
Wow. So I guess that's something you're not going back to. You'll
Because,
stick with Chaosium, yeah?
well, it's the Mongoose
Mhm,
one, and it's
mhm.
like, yeah, they don't even have the license anymore,
Right, right.
obviously. And it's this super thin book. Like, it's
Oh,
a hardback book that's like, I don't know, 100 pages
right.
max.
Oh, wow.
And it's not it doesn't feel like a complete game.
Yeah.
And knowing how much stuff has existed
Mhm, mhm.
for RuneQuest, it's definitely not a complete game. And I've just had the book for years, because that's the thing you do, right? You get a
Mhm,
game
mhm.
book and you
Yeah, yeah.
just have it whether you use it or not.
Right, right.
And I was just like, it's not even. I don't even care. Like, it would be fun to get like the old Chaosium RuneQuest box set,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
to put
yeah.
it on the shelf with all these other old box sets.
Right, right.
But it was just a thin hardback that never did anything for
Mhm.
me. And now there's, Chaosium has RuneQuest again,
Yep,
so
yeah.
if we wanted to play RuneQuest, it could do that.
Mhm.
So it's like, meh. So I've been trying for like a year to sell the stupid thing. Someone finally bought it for like $7.
Nice. So what do you use, eBay, or what's the best way in the US?
Yeah, I
Mhm,
used
mhm. Mhm,
eBay. I
mhm.
mean, uh, one of my friends that I play locally here, when we play board games and stuff,
Mhm.
he sells stuff on the Board Game Geek
Oh, yeah, yeah.
site.
Their marketplace thing? Yeah, yeah.
And like, he's always like, you should sell it on there, man. And he's been ripped off like twice. And I'm like, you still do that? Like,
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, eBay sucks, but they do have the safeguards, you're not gonna get,
yeah.
swindled, yeah. Yeah, no, that's true, that's the one good thing. Yeah, I know, I bought something on the, Board Game Geek marketplace. It was a good transaction, and it was a pretty decent deal too. So yeah, it's probably hit or miss, and I'm sure that there's just so many scammers and so many people
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
know something's worth a lot more than you're selling it for, or they're just in it to try to get a free game out of you. Say no, never came,
I,
man, no delivery.
yeah,
Hmm.
I might be looking there when who's it, Renegade?
Hmm.
Whoever did the reissue Kickstarter or GameFound or whatever it was of Shogun slash Samurai Sword slash
Yeah.
Ikusa,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? They're not going to sell it retail,
Oh,
which really pisses me off.
yeah, you're right.
But it was just the timing was horrible. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't back it. I swore I was going to back it. I haven't been able to break it to my board game group yet that I didn't. So I might be hitting that up when
Yeah.
those prints when they finally fulfill,
Right,
you
right.
know. But I feel so bad that I missed that one, because
Yeah.
I had that game in, like, what was that, 1986, I
Mhm,
think,
mhm.
86 or 87, when it was a Milton Bradley Game
Yeah,
Master
right.
edition game.
Yeah, yeah.
They had that. That's where Axis and Allies comes from.
Yep.
Like, a lot of people don't
Uh-huh.
realize that it was a Milton Bradley game, and it was just one in a series of games, and it
Mhm,
became
mhm.
this giant thing.
Mhm.
I had Axis and Allies. I had well, it was called Shogun then I'm sure they got threatened, so they changed it to Samurai Swords,
Right,
which
right.
is not a very exciting name.
No, no.
And now it's Ikusa, which
Mm.
I don't know what Ikusa means
Mhm,
myself,
mhm.
but There was a Roman one, or like an
Yeah,
ancient
yeah.
world Roman one. I can't remember what that was called. The best, well, not the best, but the funnest one was Fortress America. Did you ever play that one?
Oh, I've never. Yeah, I've read about it, but I've never played it. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
literally Red Dawn, the board game.
Right, right.
It was one versus many. So one person played the American
Yep,
partisans,
yep, yep.
and in our group, if you didn't yell Wolverines every time you rolled the dice, you were in trouble. And and then one player was the like Chinese alliance thing coming in from the Pacific.
Hmm,
Another
hmm.
one was the Central American alliance thing coming in from the South, and then another player was the Russians coming in from the East. And you had to fend them off and outlast them.
Right, right.
It was a silly game, but it was a lot of fun.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's a fun theme, and especially with the paranoia in the '80s and stuff, that fit perfectly. It's like, who's gonna invade
Yes.
us first?
Mhm.
Who's gonna parachute in
Yep.
to the Midwest?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because it was Red Dawn slash what was that horrible Chuck Norris one? Invasion USA.
Yes, yeah, right, right. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
such a bad movie.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Oh, I just watched do you know the movie Normal? It's the guy from Mr. Show, uh Odenkirk,
David
yeah.
Cross?
No, Odenkirk, yeah, the other guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Odin,
yeah,
Bob
yeah, yeah.
Odenkirk.
Bob
Okay.
Odenkirk plays like a replacement sheriff in a small town called Normal, and the first scene of the movie is a yakuza punishment scene set in Osaka, and they're speaking all Japanese, and then the guy, that's willing to go through with the humiliation ritual, they send to Normal, Normal, I forget, like Wisconsin or something, Normal, Wisconsin, in America, and so that's his punishment, is he's sent to Wisconsin, and so it's just, I won't spoil it, but the whole story, yeah, kind of evolves into that. But it's funny they chose Japanese Yakuza to be the threat of that, because it's probably much more likely that there are other forces that are, undermining the
Yeah.
Midwest, but they had to go with the old '80s
Yeah.
standard Japan. That was pretty funny.
Wait, that's a new movie?
Yeah, it's pretty new. Yeah, I think it came out maybe last year. Yeah, it's
And
just,
is it set in modern day?
yeah, yeah, it's modern day. People have cell phones and everything. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, that doesn't make any
no,
sense.
no, no, no. It really doesn't. It really, yeah, you're right though. It should have been '80s. There's not too much that like oh, actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, they didn't have like cell phone communication. They literally had pagers. Like the Yakuza, when something went wrong, a pager went off in a drawer in the boss's house in Japan. So maybe it was supposed to be taking place, because the music and stuff was
Huh.
retro, but they do that sometimes. They have modern setting. It didn't say a year, but yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. There was a lack of cell phones. Yeah, so it was,
that would make more
yeah,
sense.
either they're saying that Wisconsin is so backwards they don't have cell phones yet, or it was, yeah, or they were
Yeah.
setting. Yeah, you're right. It was probably set in the '80s. So Japan does make make sense, I guess. They were buying the Empire State Building and things like that back then. Uh, but
You said send them there, and you said humiliation
yeah,
ritual,
yeah. So it was
and I instantly
fun.
thought of Genndy Watanabe's character from oh, what was that movie about the car company, the car factory that gets taken over by a Japanese
Gung Ho, the Michael
Gung
Keaton.
Ho.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
That
Yeah.
was yeah, that was like Genndy Watanabe's character's whole thing was he like fucked
Yes.
up and had to do a
Oh,
humiliation ritual, and they
that's
sent him
right.
to America.
That's right. Yeah, this is just an update of Gung Ho, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think people know, and I don't even think Japanese know how hated they were in the '80s. Like the when the car company, when Japanese cars were outselling American cars, and the Detroit and a lot of the places in the Midwest were like,
Oh
those
yeah.
damn Japs are ruining everything. That was, and they had the ritual like bashing of a Datsun in the parking lot, to show their unhappiness that American cars were trash, and Japanese cars like outlasted them. And had decent resale value. Yeah, so funny.
And
That
the
was the
funny
time.
thing is they're doing it all over again right now.
Yep,
Like
Chinese electric cars.
except they've replaced the Japanese with the Chinese.
Yep, yeah.
Like all our cars here are too big and they have the worst fuel efficiency.
Right.
It's exactly what happened in like the 70s, 80s with Japanese cars. They're
Right.
smaller and more efficient
Yeah.
and cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's happening all over again. Like
Yeah.
that BYD, like if we survive the current government
Yes.
and the new government allows BYD to sell here,
Uh-huh.
American
Oh, yeah. It's
auto
gonna. Mm.
industry is screwed.
Yeah. But the big difference is though, Japan like makes a good product and China has zero quality control. So there's already been like cases of like them selling to Russia and people trying to drive these electric cars in Siberia and they have no cold, there's nothing to protect the systems from cold, so they instantly
Oh, yeah.
die below a certain temperature. And yeah, so I really China is not a great country to be doing that because they're so shady with their, quality control and the things that they'll scam you with. And it's been really funny to see like just domestically in China, these kind of fly by night, electric car companies that like get this big buildup, get a lot of funding, sell these cars that you have to open and do everything with an app on your phone instead of like a key or anything. So everything is an app on your
Mm.
phone, and
Oh, yeah.
the company goes bankrupt.
Yeah.
The server goes down, and you have a car that you can't even do anything with. There's no manual control, so the car dies with the internet. Yeah, it's amazing.
You literally have a brick with four wheels. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, because wasn't there a hot mic recently? The Canadian Prime Minister was like whispering something about electric cars. Yeah, to I don't know if it's Trump or some U.S.
Well,
representative.
Canada's going to allow BYD to sell there.
Mm-hmm.
I think they put some kind of limit on how many they could sell a year, but they're going to let them sell there. I think they're already in Europe.
Yeah, they're in Europe and yeah,
This you can tell me. Ford CEO said that if they're allowed in here, they're toast. Like he just straight up said that.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of legacy brands of American cars just disappear because Ford, I think, is all their main product is that like F-150, that truck line, and some of their SUVs. That's their main product. They can't even sell efficient cars, and they gave up electric. A lot of the American companies bailed on electric. So yeah, and even hybrid. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting change. I love Japan's little walled garden though. There's no fucking way Chinese cars are making. There's no Korean cars in Japan. So there's no way Chinese cars are ever making it here. Yeah. So it's funny. Yeah.
I wish was it Honda or Toyota? I forget which one. Really gave it the old college try on the hydrogen car.
Yeah, they're still talking about that.
I wish they could have got that off the ground. I wish they could have got that off the ground.
Yeah, it's still a thing. Yeah, I can't remember if it's Honda or Toyota, but no, that's still a thing that they're actively kind of pursuing in Japan. So yeah, I'm curious. There are full electric cars here, but it's very few, and there's very few charging stations and things. And people really don't do long distance. Like the only people that drive any sort of distance are, long haul truck drivers here. People just don't take car trips as much. And so it's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. But with the Keisatsu, the K cars, those things are so goddamn fuel efficient and run so clean that you gas them up once a week and you put $20 in the car. So electric is a kind of a hard sell.
Yeah.
The hybrids cut it down a little bit, but it's a hard sell when they've made such efficient, tiny little short distance combustion engine cars. So,
well, yeah, the classic Japanese 4-cylinder engine, it just can't be beat. Like nobody can touch that thing.
yeah. They really, the engineering here is just. The funny thing though is Japan and Japanese people will admit this. Like Japan does not invent, but they innovate. You give Japan something. You give them a platform, and they will make it the most efficient version of that thing you've ever seen. and it'll last forever. It's really and I think because of their manufacturing, their margins and like their margin for error and fluctuation and like sizes of things is like sub millimeter. So you are not gonna have the shaking and variation. Like things aren't gonna fall apart. Like when your American car gets to a certain age, it just starts making sounds. It just starts shaking and creaking. You're like, what the hell is going on? And Japanese cars are locked in. Yeah, it's very funny.
And they don't need, because like Abyss just mentioned German cars in the chat, and like I drive a Mini Cooper, which a lot of people don't realize is not a British brand anymore. It's owned by BMW.
Right.
And they make good cars. Like, it's a nice car. I like it. But they require a level of babying that Japanese cars do not require.
Yes.
Like, you got to put the good gas in it.
Right.
And if you don't get that oil changed immediately, you're gonna fucking have a car trying to explode.
No, that's true. Yeah, there's so much maintenance, and when you do the maintenance, they ride like a dream. But if you slack on any of that, you get punished for it. And it's a lot. It's a lot of work, and I guess that's why they always serve you like cappuccinos and stuff while you're waiting for your car to be serviced, because you do it too much for it to be acceptable. But from my experience, German cars have always had electrical problems. Like that's the first thing that goes wrong, is something in the the harness that's running throughout the thing, and sometimes they're just like, we can't find it, so I guess you can't roll up your window. It's like, oh, okay. That's not good, but fine.
I had a lot of friends in the 80s and 90s with bugs.
Oh yeah.
VWs, and definitely. Oh my god, they were always having wiring problems.
Yeah. Electrical is, I don't know why that is. Yeah, German. There's something about that. I can't believe though people drive the air-cooled Volkswagen Beetles, like the old ones, in California, like especially Southern California. How do those things keep running? It gets hot. Yeah, that's great.
You haven't lived until you've had to go up hills in San Francisco in one of those things. Hilarious. Like, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna make it? Or are we just gonna roll back down the hill?
Yeah. I got to get some momentum going, right? Just really build up some speed. Yeah. That's great. Well, are we doing it tomorrow? Are we?
I have an entertainment question.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, we're doing it for sure.
Good. Okay.
But I have an entertainment question for you. Did you watch the Foundation series?
I did. Yeah, I signed back up. I hadn't had Apple for a while, and I forget. I was just like, well, I didn't make it. I dropped out like partway through the first or second season during pandemic, because I was like binging a ton of stuff then, and I tried Foundation. I was like, I'm not vibing with this. But about a year ago, I got back on Apple and watched all the way through it. And so what's your question?
So I also watched the first season during the pandemic, and I think I liked it until the end.
Yes.
Of the first season. And then I just put it aside, and years later, like I was like, I'm gonna start it up again. So I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2, and I can't put my finger on it. It's a well-made show. It looks good. More or less the acting is good, at least fine. Some of it's good, and vibe is the right term. Like, I'm just like, why? It's just not doing it for me. I don't understand.
Right. And it should be blowing your mind like that. Those, those books have that, like that scale that's so hard to capture. Just putting 100 years later or whatever, on a TV show doesn't give you the
Yeah.
idea of, no, this is a dynasty. And okay, wait a minute. So I'm looking at the third generation. So the guy that was the kid in that season is the grandfather guy in this season, is the older, or is Moon instead of Sun and
Yeah.
Dawn, or whatever it was. And it just, I think it failed. The interesting thing though, I was watching, after I watched it all the way through, I guess like the third season, I wasn't like, crazy about the show, but it was an interesting ride. And there were some characters that I really liked, and I wanted to see like, how they were going to resolve, their stories and stuff, and, how close they were going to stick to the books. But the thing that I read, as I think even Asimov himself said, that this kind of this story and this idea, his idea, he's open to it being reinterpreted, and there are going to be like a different version of that, and he thinks it all kind of makes sense with the way that he suggested this idea. So it is so epic, and if you try to tell it, you're going to tell a different kind of specific version of it, and he was totally okay with that. He kind of just expected that to happen if this ever was reinterpreted. And I thought that was pretty amazing, because a lot of authors don't have that sense, aren't open to that, like, especially like Tolkien or whatever. No animated version of the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Fuck those Beatles. I hate those guys. But I thought that was really interesting that he kind of expected that just because of what he was writing, like what he was trying to do in it. But and I mean, you said, it's gorgeous, and there's some really, really interesting ideas that they are playing around with, some really big, wonderful stuff. But it just doesn't feel quite right. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it for me, especially the reason I didn't immediately jump into season 2 when it came out, was that they made that choice to continue characters and connect Henry Selden throughout the whole thing, or Harry Selden. And I had read Foundation, and that's not how he wrote it. He wrote it super zoomed out, super conceptual. Like, you would need new characters all the time, like, and you'd need huge passages of time. Like, visually, it should probably look radically different every season.
Right.
And, like, they chose to go the other route, and I understand why they did it. It just doesn't excite me or interest me as much. Because a very similar series exists called Dune.
You're right.
Where a lot of the criticism, there's a lot of criticism about how he doesn't get deep into the characters and stuff. But they got deep enough in those movies that it was well done, and you got excited about Paul, or whatever. And I guess there was more action in Dune, even though he was not super detailed. But I just I don't know. I don't think I'm going to finish season 2, is what I'm saying.
But you got to get
doesn't feel like it.
But there's a great thing that happens in season 3 that I was like glad that I watched the whole thing for.
Oh, really?
There's like kind of a the downfall of things. So if you can hang in there, there's a great, just like, the collapse is fucking amazing. So, and I really think, I think you're right that the way that they zoomed in and made it a streaming series, I think it's the fault of what people expect streaming series to be. And you're right, they can't change the look or the characters through the entire arc of a season. So they're very confined to this weird thing they've made up for themselves. No one can like imagine outside of the box of having like every episode you're like catching up on what's, there's like little threads to things you've seen before, but you're not they're not giving credit, I think, to the viewers, and they're trying to simplify it and make it a little more melodramatic, and make those season long story arcs work, which I think is a real shitty thing about streaming. Because I think it could have been really interesting to focus in on certain concepts and certain times and things, and you in your mind figuring out when this is and where this is, and almost being episodic, just like taking little slices out of this
Yeah.
universe. That could have been so cool. And they could keep going back and filling in the blanks and elaborating on stuff, but making them more self-contained episodes. But that's not streaming. The streaming's got to hook you, and you got to say what's going to happen, and then the storytelling is just and then for a lot of that to work well. Interesting. Yeah. Yes. So
Yeah, that was my question.
oh, cool. Yeah. I made it through. I hung in there through the third, and it's kind of worth it. They do a big. I don't know where they're going. I think it's canceled, right? They're not doing it anymore. I can't remember what I heard.
Know.
Yeah, I can't remember what I heard. But there's some pretty great stuff. The collapse that kind of happens is pretty cool, and kind of worth the ride just visually and stuff. They did some neat stuff. But yeah. That is an odd one, because I thought Apple would be able to pull that off a little bit better than they did. But I think there's just weird expectations now, and maybe market forces that are making stuff weird. I think. And did you watch the first episode of House of the Dragon? The House of the Dragon's back, and it's
the new one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and it's
I did not like the first season. No. I put that down. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, they're having, and I think the original Game of Thrones series had this. They're having budget problems. They're having writing problems, and this isn't based on a book of fiction. This is based on a book of like historical timeline, kind of thing. So things are abbreviated, and events and years are just explained very shortly or very simply so they can elaborate and do whatever character stuff they want to get to where they need to go. But you can tell they're having budget problems, and they can't figure out how to put stuff. There's like these huge battles, and they're just like, they just show you the aftermath. They just show you the battlefield like covered with bodies, and they're just like, oh, and this happened. You're like, okay. So yeah, I think those shows, and that's the one that both you and George R.R. Martin like bailed on that show after the first season. I think there are creative differences, and he said, this isn't my book anymore. This isn't my show anymore than my world.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms was such a breath of fresh air after that.
Yeah. And he's promised us 12 more novellas. So, 12 more novellas are coming, right?
Yeah. Right.
Or total of 12.
So bad news.
Yeah. What's that?
There is a season 4 that's being made.
Yeah.
However, the showrunner and a lot of staff are gone.
Right.
And the new showrunner was a writer for Walking Dead.
Oh no. Unless it's the guy that did it originally. Oh no. The creator, or not the creator, but the showrunner. Oh, that's terrible. And I heard that production was halted because it flooded, like wherever they were shooting in like Eastern Europe or whatever, flooded. So they had to totally halt production. So that sucks. Yeah, so it's not that hard of a show to do, though, if you kind of stick to the tone and what they were doing in that first season. But yeah, and I heard they cast the Brown Knight as a brown actor, and I think that's a little bit of a mistake for the second season if it's based on that book. Because the thing about that character is
get weird.
Yeah, the thing about that character is he smells really bad, and I'm like, that's a really bad choice.
That could get really weird.
It's really bad thinking. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I mean, I can understand they're trying to put color. They're trying to make the show look a little more diverse, like all fantasy is. But that was a weird choice for me. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, with the books, you do have a fleshed out world with people coming from different places.
Oh yeah.
And the Seven Kingdoms is massive. And the South is basically sort of a Mediterranean culture.
Right.
And so, it completely makes sense that there
be
different cultures represented. But That what you're saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not no bueno.
That's a weird choice, but yeah, we'll see though. I hope that show hangs in there because it's such a it makes you want to go back to Westeros and enjoy those because it's like that.
Yeah.
They're weird tourist characters, like they're significant figures, but they're like right now they're weird tourist characters through different events that are happening, the Blackfire Rebellion and all that stuff. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there that makes you like revisiting that. Yeah. Good stuff.
It could be a fun way to comment on the original book stories, like in interesting ways. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. Well, cool. All right, so we are doing it tomorrow. I'll see what I can do as far as prep. But
as far as I know, you should probably check in once on Discord just to be safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
at the end of our last session, everybody said they were free.
Yes. Well, that has happened before. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any alternatives. I don't have any of my Slay Industry stuff with me here or anything. So if we have to cut it shorter, we'll
and
see.
Me and Abyss can hate watch some Kickstarters.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, there's lots of stuff to mess around with, but cool. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll try to be unless I literally cannot get here because the winds are holding me back. So I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know what kind of nonsense this because the worst of it's supposed to be tonight and into Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us this week, and thank you so much, Matt, for filling in. Unfortunately, Chris is there. There's textbook layout hell is I think it was a textbook design matsuri that which means festival that Chris was saying they were involved in right now.
Festival.
Yes, it's a festival of textbook layout design. Yeah, we will be back next week, and we'll be back tomorrow with something, either some old school essentials or just some random nonsense, maybe peripherally tabletop related. We'll see. So yeah, take care everyone, and thanks to everyone supporting the channel, and I will see you tomorrow, Matt. So yeah, everyone take care and see you then. Goodbye.